Hi friends, it's the day after Thanksgiving. I guess it's, what is it, Friday? Plaid Friday if you shop local, and Black Friday if you are a big consumer. I'm home, cleaning house, doing laundry, just having a good relaxing day and getting some chores done. My husband's off for a hike to run off some of that Thanksgiving meal. And I thought I'd review a couple of new tables I got secondhand, but they're very popular online. One is called a Aero brand Gidget II sewing table. The other is called a Janome Universal II sewing table. So without further ado, let's get into it. Here we are in my sewing room, and here are the two tables side by side. The Aero Gidget II, the Janome Universal II sewing tables. I own Janome machines, and they're both heavy duty, large footprint, very heavy machines. So they need their own table and they need to be set up. Otherwise, I'm not going to use one of them because they are so cumbersome to move around. And look at that foggy day out there. It's been that way all day long. Anyway, this is the Janome. This is a Memory Craft 6700P. These are metal machines. They are flatbed type machines and do not have free arms. And they're very fast. This is a straight stitch only machine, and I use it to make sheep coats and do quilting on. And it does like 1,600 stitches a minute or something like that. The table comes, the reason it's a 2, it comes with little wheels at each end of one end of the table. The lever to make it be tabletop or drop down is very mechanical. You just push it. It's kind of heavy, so I'm not going to do it while I'm holding the camera. And you can adjust all of that underneath because it has chains with links in it that adjust the level of drop down that you get. So you could use this for any kind of sewing machine, not just this Janome. It's about 38 inches or 39 by 17 or 18 inches deep, and it has collapsible legs. While this is a wonderful feature because in a flexible space like a sewing room where you might use it as a spare bedroom or something, you can put it away. You could just put it away in a closet. You just flip those legs up and wheel it around on those wheels at one end and go take it to a closet or put it under a bed or anything like that. So for a small space and a light machine, I could see where this might work. But for my heavy duty sewing with high speed, it's not gonna work for me. It is just really rickety. And I got this from the nicest lady used for 30 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. And they retail for about $250 to $300. So you can buy custom inserts for them. I priced them online. For my machine, the HD9, it's about $85 to $135, depending on where you buy it and shipping and all of that. So I'm not sure I'm going to invest in that because I don't think this is going to be the table for my machine that I was hoping it would be. I had no idea it would be so rickety, but it kind of makes sense. These bars at each end of the table allow the legs to collapse up so it can be moved easily and stored easily, but they're riveted on in the back. They're not screwed, so you can't tighten them or anything like that. And you just kind of got what you got. My husband and I discussed if there were any modalities we could implement to fix it and shore it up, but we don't think so. It would lose the capability to be moved and collapse its legs and stuff. So anyway, I did like the chains underneath that allow it to be, this to be adjustable for any machine, because I did need to adjust for the height of this machine when I tried dropping it down. I also like the fact that my free arm knee lift works well with the drop down in the table as well. I like the size of it. It fits in the back of my sewing room in the corner really nicely. Doesn't use up too much of a footprint. I make my sheep coats on this, and I quilt as well. And it's really, I have a big extension table and could use a tabletop style, but the reason I wanted a drop down to get this machine level with a sitting level surface is because I use such large, quilts are large and my sheep coats have a lot of fabric, and I just wanted to be more ergonomic when I sewed. So I thought this table might be the answer, and a thrifty answer instead of buying new, $30, right? Well, unfortunately, with the weight and the high speed of this machine, I just don't think it's gonna work for me. I think it's gonna be too rickety. One thing, it doesn't seem to move, well, it moves side to side more because of the way these legs are. So anyway, I think for my situation, this is gonna get a thumbs down. I don't believe I'm going to invest in an insert, and I think I'm going to look for a table like what I'm gonna show you next. And I will sell this on Marketplace because I think with a lighter machine or somebody who goes to quilting retreats, this might be a wonderful table, and I really think that's what they were designed for, was for traveling. When I picked this up, the gentleman had it in the back of a Chevy pickup, right behind the seat, leaning, and it just fit in there great. It's not like it takes up the whole back end of a pickup or anything like that. So the Gidget II is not gonna work for me, unfortunately, and I'll be selling this as soon as I find another one of these. And although this is not super portable like the Gidget II, this Janome Universal II sewing machine that houses my Janome Memory Craft 6700P is only made for certain models, and this is one of them. That's actually one of them as well. It should fit both, but like I said before, I'm not swapping out these machines nonstop. They have a different footprint for one thing, and it would require 2 of these inserts. And then I have one machine set up all the time, and I use my machines, so I need to have them all set up at the same time. So this puppy I paid $100 for, and I drove a couple hours one way to get it. It's made by the company Janome for certain models only. It's a Universal II. This is an add-on accessory, a cheesy little drawer that's not very useful, but it's okay. But I do like this cubby quite a bit. It's nice and deep, and it houses my accessory box for my machine. So I really like that. Came with these canvas Velcro on, really sturdy fabric pockets. This is to my HD9 because I haven't set it all up yet. And on both sides. And I do like a couple of things about this machine. The free arm can be used. And there's some space around it. So I've got a little cutting mat here. There's some stuff on it, and this table is about 42 inches or 43 by 17, I believe. Wait, 16, no. Oh, I think it is 17 or maybe 18. And wait, this would be 18 because this cutting mat is 18, but it doesn't, let's see. 17 and a half, it looks like. So anyway, it's a nice size. I trim. I trim. I keep my rotary cutters in this drawer, and a couple of rulers that I trim with, and it really works nice. But the best thing is this is the sturdiest table ever. It just doesn't move, and you can sew high speed, and it just really grows great. There's a little space here for my at-hand tools that I use all the time. And what else? Oh, okay. One other thing about this one, since it's made for only certain models, it is not adjustable on the platform that drops it down. So you've got these two strips of metal that they sit on. One there, one here. My machine actually was about 3/4 of an inch low when I put it in there, just on its rubber feet in there. However, I called Janome and they said, oh, it should fit. When that insert arrives, it should fit fine. And I'm thinking, how does the insert have anything to do with that? Well, it doesn't. So here's what I did. I ordered this, stuff from Amazon, from China, of course. Adhesive rubber strips, 1/8 inch thick by 10 feet long. And I went through 2 of these. This is what's left over of number 2. And I positioned it. See this black, this black stuff is what that is. And I positioned it on top of each other until I gained 3/4 of an inch and got the machine level with the opening. It's slightly low, but it doesn't need any more. It's good enough for me. I mean, it's like 1/16 of an inch, a little bit low. I am so happy I got this insert ordered online. I think it was $60 some from Sewing Parts Online. They were great to deal with. It took a little while to get it. They were out of stock and had to order it, but they were willing to do that. These tables new are about $600 to $750 without this accessory and without the canvas stuff, just the table. So this is a big thumbs up. I think this is just awesome. And I think since one of these would work with my HD9, even though it's a little bigger, I think that's what I'm going to look for used. I'm not going to pay new prices, but that's just me. You know, that's $100 versus $600 to $700. Just doesn't make sense to me. So, or it does make sense to pay $100, but it doesn't make sense to me to pay $700 for one of these tables. So that's my review of these 2 tables. If you have an HD9 or a Janome 6700P, I would highly recommend the Janome Universal II sewing table.